My name is Carlos Centeno. I run the Buddha Memorial. Over the last, going on 9 years now, it's pretty much grown to be one of the biggest tournaments for one wall in the United States right now. I put it together 9 years ago, pretty much in memory of my best friend, Louis Buddha Reed. We were police officers together, but even before then, we grew up together, we were friends. And he passed away in a tragic car accident. I had wanted to do something. It was just very hard, and even still now it's a hard thing to do, you know, because it just brings up all the bad memories, but they kind of get overshadowed by the great memories, you know. With a few people, PHA, which is Sheena and Tina, we were able to pull off the event, and it was supposed to be just a 1 year thing, and it just grew because the demand for it was there, and everybody kept coming up to me and asking me, are you going to do it next year? And I was pretty much like, no, it's just 1 year, you know. I wanted to do it as a memorial, and they wouldn't allow me to stop, basically. Now I'm at the point where it feels like it's difficult to stop. Even if I would want to stop, it's just grown so big. But the event is great for the players as well as in remembrance of my friend.
My name is Sam Clutch. I'm from Philadelphia.
So I'm Jomar Santana. They call me Philly Shooter. I'm from Philadelphia also. You know, all the players, you know, we all come together and be humble so we can make the sport grow, because at the end of the day, that's what we all trying to do. You know, make sure that the sport grows, because, you know, we all love it. And, you know, we play this every day after work. If we're not working, we're at the handball court. Like, you know, it's what we do.
People don't understand how handball saves people's lives. You understand? Like, you know, where we come from it's not always the best neighborhoods. Like, a lot of these guys, we all grew up in like the rough neighborhoods. I'm pretty sure these guys got the same story. We just live a different place. And we on a handball court playing handball. We're not out there selling drugs. We're not out there shooting nobody. We're not out there committing any crimes. We're on a handball court. You understand? So I think if they understood how important handball is and in people's lives, I'm pretty sure that we would get bigger sponsors. You know, a lot of people would look at the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really a positive sport. I know everybody, you walking by, you hear us screaming and hollering. If you don't understand it,
yeah! Come on! Let's go!
you'll be like, what are they doing? But once you look at it, you're addicted.
Yeah.
It's a drug in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I can agree on that.
Okay. My name is Leonardo Medina. They call me Lenny. Perfect.
Fabrizio Alvarez, aka Fish. This summer would be my 20th year playing. I started playing in Queens. in Fletcher Meadow Park. Then I found another park they called 112, and that's when I started seeing all these competitors play.
I played in Arthur Avenue, Little Italy, 187th in the Bronx. Started taking the sport serious because of a gentleman named Vasco. He always used to meet me every morning in the handball court. And we always used to play winter. Even if it was cold, we used to just stay there playing all day. Started going to Castle Hill. And that's where I started taking it all serious.
Before we get smoked, like, let's do it.
Nah, we're not gonna get smoked. We're going in hard, man.
I'm ready.
Carlos always, some way or another, always loved to be involved in handball, like all of us. If we can't play no more, we're still gonna be involved in it, you know. That guy's really involved, man. He shows love. He gets involved in tournaments that have nothing to do with Buddha. He's reffing tournaments all over the place and doing it because he is handball. When we say we play, some of us play handball, some of us are handball, you know, that guy is involved. So Carlos throwing the Buddha tournament, it was really just for Buddha for 1 year because Buddha passed away and we all wanted some way to maybe send him off, you know, and have everyone remember him, you know. And Buddha knew so many people and so many people loved him that we knew it was going to be big. I mean, we didn't know it was going to be that big. 9 years later, he's still throwing it. And it's become the biggest doubles tournament in the United States of America.
All right, my name is Joshua Milan, aka Pork Chop.
My name is Andres Calle. They also call me PlayStation.
When I grew up playing, I started at Highland Park, but nobody really played it. It was just a bunch of little kids, and eventually I moved on to 88 Park on Atlantic.
I started playing handball, 85th Street Park in Queens. Herman's from there, so there was a lot of 8 players when I was there. A couple of my friends and I would just travel around, like we would visit 88th, any other parks.
And during the winter, I started playing at this YMCA in Brooklyn, where I learned a lot from like Taiwan, Joe, Jamel, all of these guys from Lincoln Terrace. And my game improved so much from then, and I started winning a lot of C doubles at that time.
Eventually everybody moved to Broadway because that's where most of the games in Queens are. And we've been playing there ever since.
Buddha. All right, so Buddha. You know what they say about first impressions, right? I didn't have a good one. I'm not gonna say it was a facade. The guy was really confident. The guy really liked himself, right? But he has this huge freaking heart. The guy's heart is like, he's got, I don't know, like first of all, he was a police officer, right? So Oscar winded up being a police officer. Carlos Centeno, which is Buddha's partner, winded up being a police officer. Buddha became a police officer. And there was a couple other guys that were in that clique that they all became police officers. They were confident guys, but they had this heart, and they tend to serve the greater good on a regular basis, more so than your average person in your locality, right? Because Oscar was one of us. He was part of the neighborhood. And whereas the neighborhood didn't necessarily have this relationship with law enforcement, Oscar actually became law enforcement, right? And so, but he knew what was good. Same thing with Buddha. Buddha knew what was good. Buddha would walk an old lady across the street from West 4th. You know what I mean? It's traffic. It's like Superman taking a cat from a tree. You know what I mean? He would do this type of stuff. Like Buddha, where sometimes you would think that he would be the antagonist to an argument, he'd be the guy breaking up the argument. He'd be the guy stopping a level 3 event. But at the same token, like, you got this double-edged sword. Once he's done, he turns around and he's in love with himself again. And you're like, oh, this freaking guy, right? And then on the courts, he's a fierce competitor. He's as fierce a competitor as everyone else is on the courts. And that's where that's where we all get to know each other. That's where we judge who we all are with each other, right? There's one thing about this sport, right, that is beautiful. It actually assists all of us that play it dealing with the rest of us that are around each other. For instance, normally when you have a friend, you may get close with your associates, now you're close friends. And after a few years, you'll find out things that you never found out about them before in their behavior. And you may not like them so much. They may be, like, oh, you know what, I don't even want to be around this person. Just the same case in a relationship with your wife or your husband. You might move in with them and when it's too late, you realize who they are and you don't want to have anything to do with them. Well, in this sport, handball, you discover who that person is within 10 minutes on the court. You don't have to wait 5 years or 7 years. You discover these attributes really quick. So you can see somebody how they are. You can see if it's just their character on the court, or if that character is who they are when they're under pressure outside of the court, which is, if you're making a business deal and things don't go right, he's going to bring out that guy who's on the court that you didn't like, right? All these attributes are going to be there. Well, Buddha was a fierce competitor on the courts, but off the courts, he was like a hero. Buddha was a hero, and he lived his life in this way, like he was. But you can't get over you can't get over how much he loved himself.
My name is Herman Mendez Jr. I was born and raised in Queens. I'm coming out of Jackson Heights, 93rd Street. I learned how to play at the age of 12. I grew up playing a lot of my mentors. One of them was, rest in peace, Louis Lou, Eddie Masonette, who's a current Hall of Famer. After that, I teamed up with numerous partners like Jose Guava, Dave Rojas. I played with Tony Roberts a couple of times. Now we currently playing at Gorman Park down in 85th and 25th.
And my name's Kevin Calero, originally from Brooklyn, New York, raised in Florida though, in Hollywood. I learned how to play in Garfield Street courts over there at the beach. And my mentors are pretty much retirees that moved and brought the game with them to Florida. To me, it was just a sport, but then I got to meet a few players like Mr. Mo for one, Running Man, Victor Orr, everybody knows him by Running Man, Louis Velasquez, Damien, Carlos, and my father, Francisco Calero. He brought me into the sport. Without him, I wouldn't be at the level that I am today. He's pushed me to the limit, and then some.
I mean, for me, it's just the whole figuring out how to break down the team, because it's so much harder to score points in doubles. There's so much more area that the players can cover. So it's not a matter of just, you know, hitting somewhere in one angle and then hitting the other angle where they can't get it. You know, there's, you know, 4 feet, 4 hands, and they're just running to get every single shot.
Well, it's almost the same thing that he says. I mean, it's just fun, you know, playing doubles. It's a game that you got to be on point every second of the game, you know, because there's 4 guys in the court and you got to be moving around constantly. So it's just something that I really like playing, enjoy playing the game. You always got to be on point, picking up the balls. You got to see where the other guy is. So, you know, it's fun playing doubles.
It's tight. Hey. It's tight, dude. It's gonna go bananas right now. It's gonna go bananas. Yeah, that's it. It's all
I've spoken to many players, older players, my generation, younger players, and they'll all pretty much tell you the same thing. The passion that this game drives you, it just gets inside of you, and no matter what you want to be on that court. You know, it could be raining, and you really can't play in the rain. It's one of those sports you really can't play in the rain because the ball just completely skids out. I can't tell you how many times we've played in the pouring rain. Then, you know, we just changed the rules. Don't let the ball bounce. You know, catch everything in the air, because if it bounces, it's just going to shoot out 100 miles an hour and you never catch it anyway. It's just such an addictive nature, and it brings out, like, I really have no addictions ever. You know, don't drink, don't smoke ever. Handball was a complete addiction to me. Complete, but more passionate than anything else. Like, I really wanted to be out there. I had numerous injuries, most of them because of the sport. I've had about 4 or 5 shoulder surgeries. And even through all that, guys are having hip surgeries. That passion, once it takes hold of you, it's more like, some people say, like, I can't let go. I disagree. It won't let you go.
But oh God, these guys or the Big Blue at this level, there's nothing like it. I could sit and watch that all day long. These guys are beyond entertaining, you know. And then to see the youngsters, just what you want to see. You want to see, yes, coming up bloody and, you know, things that do that, because I can't do it anymore, you know. So yes, we can watch the tournament like today all day, every day. You know, it's just amazing. It's wonderful to see it still going on, and even nicer to see women and playing at the level of, like, Danielle, you know, and Jenny, I mean, Q. And Jenny Q and
the twins.
Oh, the twins are still playing, yeah, and they play both the small ball and the big ball to a super duper level.
My favorite games are guy games. For some reason, I like the strong, the fast, the quick pace. I don't like when it's slow games, and the girls will tend to do that. They do a lot of lobbying, high shots, slow down the game. But with the guys tend to be really hard and fast, and you have to be quick. You have to be quick on your feet. You got to dive here. You got to dive there. You got to be quick.
I don't know.
Man,
I don't know.
The energy is here, man. The energy is here. How can you not? We got Jenny Q. Jenny Q?
Oh, I met Jenny Q. I met Jenny Q at Queen of the Courts years ago, and I was like, damn, that girl hits hard. Like, who is that girl?
That's what I said to
And
her.
she was saying the same about me, but we didn't know
Look
each
at
other.
this.
Look at
We
this.
didn't know each
Raleigh.
other. I was
Raleigh.
like,
I like
this
that girl. And
She's
she's
like,
like, I like
she
that
hits
girl.
so hard. And then out of nowhere, I go to St. John's one day and she's holding a kid, and I'm like, whose kid is that? And she's like, it's mine. I'm like, that kid is an adult. That's a 9-year-old kid. How do you have a 9-year-old kid? How old are you?
Yeah, so I've been a fan of Jenny since I met her.
Like, I wouldn't know what I would do without Dory in my life. I really don't. Like, no, I'm serious. I'm serious. For so many different reasons. But when you've made a handball friend, you truly have got a friend for life. You've got a friend that you know is going to keep you active and keep you fit and keep your mind going and keep the jokes going and keep the gossip going and all of that good stuff. Yeah. Means the world to me.
The athleticism of diving on concrete, when I hear about baseball players diving on grass, doesn't do anything for me. I'm sorry. But when you get up and you dive on the court and then you do another re-dive on that concrete, that says something about what punishment the body is taking over many years.
And when we go out of the state or even out of the country, like for the Worlds, when I tell you, people embrace one wall like you wouldn't believe. When we went to the Worlds in Canada, they literally built walls for our portion of the tournament. We had brand new handball walls in Winnipeg. And when I tell you, the players, especially the young players, we were treated like, I don't know, we were treated like gold.
Give and take. Two partners that are willing to give and take and compromise for the better of the team. There's no I and we, like they say. There's no I in doubles either. You have to be able to work with someone. It's more difficult than singles in a sense, because in singles, you only have you to answer to. Now, you do have a lot more running to do. It's a lot more physical, and the stress in single comes when your body's giving out. If you don't have a strong mind, you're done. That's where the problem with singles comes. The problem with doubles comes more like it's a mental game, whereas you might not be tired because you got someone helping you run, but even so, this game is bang, bang, shoot 'em up because it's such a confined, tight space. There's so many things you think about in doubles. And this is as you as a person, but then you got a partner who's thinking the same thing. And now you both have to put both of those thoughts together to work as one against this team. I love doubles because it's a thinking game. It's not checkers, it's chess. It's chess. And you play the right doubles team, you might not make over 5 points. That's hard to deal with. Got people questioning their careers. Should I even come to the park? Is this the sport for me? You know? But it gets better if you stay with it. If they can do it, why can't you? That's what I say.
My name is Franklin Vera. They call me Gio, my middle name. I grew up in Queens playing handball around Flushing Meadow Park. So we played handball together when we were kids, and we're just friends ever since.
Yeah, I'm Manuel Sanchez. I started playing when I was like 12 years old, and I played in this park, Maple. It's also in Flushing and Queens. So when I was younger, I would just play like after school.
But I had a friend whose father was also in the handball world and stuff, and he was like, hey, you should join the tournaments. And he took me to a few, and that's how I started playing more competitively. But if it wasn't for him, pretty much I would have just stayed at the park.
Yeah, like me, I started tournaments like when I was 19, 18, 20. When I came in, he was very like amazing. I'm like, wow, man, he's good. And I used to beat him in high school. So I was like, wow, he's really good. What the hell? And then that's when I started joining tournaments, and then he was just beating the crap out of me, and I just got like more into it. Like, I want to beat him, you know?
What do you like about doubles?
Doubles?
It's half the work.
Yeah, it is half the running, you know?
I think you just get to hit the ball more. There's more, you know.
More action.
Yeah.
There's more teamwork too, you know?
Yeah. It's like a game of chess. So you got to figure out the other opponent.
Yeah, what the weaknesses is, how they move, you know? So basically like tennis. Yeah. You gotta move them side to side and go for the kill shot, lob. It's a lot of strategy to doubles. Singles, you just run side to side, and whoever tires out,
it's who's ever
the fittest. Yeah.
I peaked really early, like, and I tell a lot of the young guys this, like, I started playing handball just to hang out with my older brother. You know, my brother was in high school, I was in junior high, and it was something that we both did, you know. In the late 90s, early 2000s, it was almost like the golden era of handball, at least Big Blue One Wall. Like, there was so many guys over there, and, you know, like, this is like rookie prime time, Emmett prime time, you know, like, a lot of the guys, and it was just, it's not like we almost sat around and watched these guys play, but you learned a lot watching them play, you know, and it wasn't like, you know, people stood in their own parks. It was just almost like what we're doing now. We all called each other, yo, let's go here, let's go there, and they would just really locate in different parks, and then it was just, you would never know. You know, I played in Queens a lot, and you would never know who would come to the park. And it would literally, like, we'll be in the park playing a couple games, and then 5 cars will pull up. Everybody will come out, and then the guys that were there, it was almost like a sign of respect. Oh, you know, you guys are here, play because we want to watch you guys play. It was a lot less physical, and it was a lot more mental.
I agree with
you know?
that too.
So I think that's what keeps me here. Like, I'm not supposed to be, I'm not in shape, I get it. You know, I'm nowhere near these guys. I don't have the energy. But I stick around because I have court sense. You know, I used to play against guys that were like 6 feet, bullying you, pushing you around the court. So you sort of learn how to play a different way.
I agree with that.
You know,
too.
so
yeah. So basically, I mean, obviously I started after him. Now, growing up, I'm in Brooklyn, Sunset Park. You know, my father was playing a lot. That's how I got into the sport. And we had a bunch of guys from Sunset that were really good. You know, you had like Ray Lopez, Lefty Willie, Umberto. You had even Sunset Carlos. Like, you even had like people from Red Hook. People, I guess, migrated to like Coney Island, and that's when I was really introduced to like open pro players, you know, because then I started playing the little ball. Coney, you had like Caesar, Emilio, Kaplan, you had Albert Apuz, you had all these top guys, Joe Durso, that would play small ball. So you get there early, you play your small ball games, right? And then later on, Pee Wee comes, then you got Ray Lopez will show up, you would come. I remember I was a little kid and I'm watching him play with Ray against like Robert and Oscar, you know, for 50 a man, and I'm on the side watching the game happen, you know. And I think the big thing is we try to get other players to start playing our game, you know, and
once we control the tempo of the game, I think that's huge, because it's like we're like almost in the middle. We're in a weird place where it's not too fast and it's not too slow.
It's
and
weird.
Once you come into our zone, it's gonna be very, very ugly. It's like we're gonna start scoring a lot of points very easily. You know, we're gonna make shots, and the way I see it, it's like the game doesn't end at 18-10.
Exactly.
You know, there's still a lot of game left. So I don't worry, personally, I don't worry about the score, because unless somebody has 21, the game is still on.
So hi, my name is Taiwan Cook, also known as the Golden Child in handball.
Hi, I'm Miguel Mendez, known as Migs. Handball means everything to me, man. This is my training. I love the sport, man. I love the sport. It means everything to me. It keeps me focused, it keeps me going, you know?
For me, handball was the epitome of a safe haven for me. It actually, when everything that was going on at a young age, I escaped the house, I escaped the negativity, and I fell into handball and I found myself. So it taught me so much. It built my character. I don't think if handball wasn't in my life, I don't know who I would be.
I have a friend named Bobby Bird, and he's a good friend of mine. We played for a long time. We actually met on these handball courts too. And he said something in a past documentary, The Big Blue, and it resonated with me. He said that this is where he came to let it all out, no matter what it was. If he was feeling good, he came to be happy here. If he was feeling bad, he came to be sad and let it out also. He said that his dad died and that he came to the handball courts when his dad died. And that is something that I couldn't understand because this is home. And for some reason, it gave him comfort. It gave him some level of comfort where he felt like, I'm gonna take this pain on, but I have to do it here. I did the same thing when my dad died. I came to the handball court to speak to my people, and another friend of mine, dad passed away too, a few years back, and he came straight to the handball court. And we notice his home, but I don't think we all admit it. I don't think we all say it all the time. I think a lot of us might believe in our mind, this is just some place I like to go. Nah, it's not some place you like to go. It's some place you just go because you feel like you belong there.
Doubles is where I love because you need to rely on someone. Trust, y'all gotta be in sync on the same page, and it's the beauty when you playing with someone who's on the same page as you and y'all both in it. Because I love relying on someone and they relying on me. I love that. And it's you just building chemistry, character. So doubles for me is really important when you need to trust someone. So that's for me, I love doubles.
I'm Edwin, they call me Billy Barr. I'm from Knickerbocker Park in Bushwick. I mean, I literally wake up every day wanting to play handball. Before, when I was younger, my hands used to get cut up and swollen. Now, it feels like a rock on my hand, you know? Just hitting the ball, just the running, the volleying, the diving, just hitting a flat killer, you know, seeing it die out. It's just awesome, you know? Some of my friends don't even think handball's a sport. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, this is clearly a sport.
My name is Carlins Rosa. I play in the Bronx. I'm originally from Malali Park in the Bronx. It's right next to Yankee Stadium. But for about 12 years, I've been playing at Castle Hill, where a lot of the top players play now.
My name's Alan Sanchez. I'm from Queens, New York, mainly Elmhurst. I grew up playing in Elmhurst. Now I reside in the Bronx, and I play at Castle Hill for the past 10 years.
I mean, it's interesting because we bring two different things to the game. You know, he's more of a smarts type of player, likes to move the ball around, lobs, cuts, you know, a lot of positioning and stuff like that. And me, I just bring a lot of aggression to the game. I'm hitting the ball hard, I'm diving hard, I'm, you know, making gets. So it's interesting when we come together that, you know, we've done well in tournaments because of that, because we bring two different things. And we always keep our opponents, you know, on their toes because of that. So it's a good matchup, I think.
it's always different when you have a lefty-righty combination. So the middle is always protected, it's always strong. And since we play at Castle Hill and we have offhands, the weak side is never weak. So it's like we contain the game in the box. We control the game. And like he said, he's more of a bang-up type of guy. I'm the more like soft tap type of guy, the finesse guy, I guess. And that's how we make it mesh and make it work.
It works. It works.
And of the two of you, who's the nicer on the court?
On the court? Oh, that's tough. Like I told you before, we bring two different things.
I'm nice but evil at the same time, and he's evil but nice, you know.
Right.
So it's like, you know.
Exactly. Like I'm more in your face, but he'll say things, subtle things, and do subtle things in the game.
But stab you in the back.
That'll fuck you up. So excuse my language, but that'll mess you up basically. So me, I'm so aggressive sometimes, and you know people think that I'm doing it on purpose, and my intent is never to try to hurt somebody. But if I have a shot and it's next to your arm, you know, I have two choices. I either take the shot and potentially hit you with my follow through, or give up the point.
Yeah.
Guess what I'm picking?
I have a few broken ribs, courtesy of the gorilla.
Yeah. So you know, so I'm bad in that way, you could say.
Did you have mentors?
Me personally, when I started playing when I was about 15 years old. I started in my local park, Malali Park. There's no good players there. So it was just us playing for fun and stuff like that. And then when I was like around 23, 24, there was a guy who moved to my neighborhood who was a tournament player, who was a money player. And he's like, oh, you're pretty good. You should start coming out to other parks, to tournaments. And I'm like, tournaments? I had no idea there were tournaments and people were getting together. I thought it was just like a sport where people would just get together in the park as a hobby per se. So when he told me to let's go to Castle Hill, let's go to West 4th, and it kind of opened my eyes to the game, and I got even more addicted to the game that I already was. And I started going to Castle Hill playing for money and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, at a young age, I started playing handball in high school, and I met this guy named Mike Watson in my local park, and he took me on the ropes, and he taught me a little bit about the in and outs and what not to do, what to do on the court. And as I started getting a little older and a little better, I met Herman Mendez, and he took me under the wing, and you know, under his tutelage and a little bit Pee Wee Castro as well, I crafted like what they gave me, and I meshed it all, and I just, you know, try to perfect it. Still not all there, but you know, it's a work in progress, like everything else in life.
But it's interesting because the players that come up in that farm system of having mentors or going through the junior divisions and all that kind of stuff, I feel like their game is broader than a player, let's say like myself, who just played at the park and just learned on my own, you know. So he should definitely be thankful to those type of guys that helped mold his game. When I got to Castle Hill and I started playing for money, guys would give me advice and stuff like that. But it's like once you're set on your ways, it's very difficult to retrain your body. Like your body, when you're in the game, your body takes over. They can tell you go this, do that, but what you're gonna do what you're used to doing. And that's what it is for a player like myself.
That's 15, still first serve up. 15-11.
Why did you start to play handball? Interested to know what is the hubbub? What's everybody talking about? Because most of the time when you talk to someone about handball and you ask them, well, why did you start playing? They'll tell you a million reasons. But if you ask them why they continue to play, it's only one reason. It's addictive. It's addictive. There's nothing like you standing on this court and doing what you want with that ball and making your opponent do what you want them to do with that ball. It's nothing like it. And if you can do that more than once, you become hooked. You become hooked. I don't know that I've ever played any sport like that. I played basketball, I wasn't hooked. I played baseball, I wasn't hooked. I played football, I was not hooked. They're exciting sports. I wasn't hooked. I got on this court and all of a sudden it's like, there's something about me hitting a killer just the way I want to hit it that makes me just excited and want to do it again and again. You might think repetition is boring. I can get on this court and hit 3 rollers in a row, man, and I want to hit 17 more because it's just, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Let me see if I can do it again. That's addiction, right?
This is it, bro.
Congratulations.
Where's Rook at? Where's Rook? Take your advice on the ball. Underhand. I try to listen to you. Go like that, but I can do this, nigga. One time. One time, baby. All I wanted is one.
Yo, Mom, you want to swim? Come on, man. I would like to say thank you to all the people that actually were involved in making these handball courts, because they kept a lot of us out of trouble. These courts, man, there's so much going on in the streets and they still serve their purpose. That's the thing that's so good about them. How long they've been here and how their purpose hasn't changed as far as I'm concerned, because from what I know about the history, like I said, the inner city youth were getting into a lot of problems and they needed something to do. And this became what they had to do. When I grew up, there were a lot of problems in the street and I needed something to do. I had nowhere to go, so I went to the handball court too. Same deal. Could have saved my life, because honestly I could have been anywhere else doing anything else, but I wasn't. I was here. I was here, wrecking my knees. So thank you, Mayor LaGuardia, thank you, Robert Moses, and thank you everyone else who had anything to do with putting these fine courts up in New York City. I'm nothing but grateful.